Welcome back to Psychology 650. The focus of this particular video is on the individual paper on research-based interventions on eating disorders, the paraphilias, and neurocognitive disorders. Specifically in this video, we'll take a look at the assignment process, where to post your paper, how to turn the paper objectives into headings, and then conclude with some critical points about papers in general. This particular assignment asks that you select one of the eating disorders, the paraphilias or neurocognitive disorders from the University of Phoenix material film list. And again, you just need to select one, either the eating disorders, the paraphilias, or a neurocognitive disorder. You do not have to address all of these in your paper. And then prepare a 1,050 to 1,500 word paper that discusses research-based interventions to treat one of the eating disorders, the paraphilias, or neurocognitive disorders. And then post through the assignment link. As with all papers, I highly recommend that you use the objectives as headings. The first objective for this paper is to evaluate 3 peer-reviewed research studies using the University of Phoenix material, research and analysis. The first heading would look like this using that particular objective. So you would write 3 peer-reviewed research studies on bulimia, for example. I could write 3 peer-reviewed research studies on anorexia if I wanted to. Please don't include, for example, in your heading. Again, in review, a level 1 heading is centered on the page. It's in bold, it's a combination of upper and lowercase letters, and there is no period. And then support your logic with 3 separate peer-reviewed references, and then at the end insert a transition sentence that takes the reader from what you've discussed to what you'll be discussing next. The next objective asks you to conceptualize the disorder using the biopsychosocial or diathys stress model. Here's how this heading would look. For example, the causes of bulimia, for example, according to the biopsychosocial model, for example. I could write the causes of anorexia nervosa according to the diathys stress model, if that's what I chose. And again, support your logic with a literary reference you have not yet used in this paper. And then give me a transition sentence. Then the final objective for this paper is to discuss the treatments or interventions that have been shown to be the most effective in your selective disorder and why. Here's how this heading would look. Simply, I would write best practices for the treatment of bulimia or anorexia nervosa or whatever. Again, centered on the page, bold, upper and lower case letters, and no period used for a level 1 heading. And then support your logic with a literary reference you have not yet used in this paper. And that's this assignment in a nutshell. And like with all assignments, there are some critical points to paper writing. And number 1 is, give me a solid introductory paragraph. Give me just a short sentence or 2 about why it's important for me to read this. And then tell me what you're going to tell me. And it could be simply a list of the objectives for this particular assignment. Make sure you address each objective, use headings, use transition sentences between each objective, and give me a solid concluding paragraph. And a good concluding paragraph, again, is, here's what I've talked about. In this paper, I have discussed the following. And that's basically a good, solid concluding paragraph. Always use APA format for your in-text and your reference page citations, and as always, please watch spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So then, in this particular video, we've looked at the assignment process, where to post your paper, the paper objectives, specifically how to turn objectives into level 1 headings, and concluded with critical points. The next video covers the learning team paper on comorbidity, symptoms, and causes. Thank you.